My wife, Emily, and I have been married for 8 years. We've always been pretty transparent about money. At least, that's what I thought. We both work full-time. I'm an IT technician, and she's a teacher. We aren't rich, but we manage. We have a 6-year-old daughter. Lily, our entire world. Everything in our life changed 2 months ago when Lily suddenly fell sick. It started with fever and fatigue, but doctors later discovered she had a condition that required an urgent surgery. Nothing life-threatening yet, but delaying the operation could lead to serious long-term issues. The cost of the surgery, $80,000. My stomach dropped when I saw the bill. Our insurance wouldn't cover it fully. We had some savings around $8,000, but nowhere near enough for the full cost. I started panicking. I applied for loans, even asked my boss for an advance. My parents chipped in a little, but the amount was still far from enough. Meanwhile, my wife had been acting strange, quiet but tense. I assumed it was stress about Lily. A week before the hospital deadline, I was sitting at the kitchen table, drowning in loan paperwork. My wife came in and asked very hesitantly, "Do we really have to get the surgery this month? Can't it wait a little?" I stared at her in disbelief. Emily, waiting even a month can make her condition worse. She looked at the floor and mumbled, "Okay, I was just asking." I brushed it off as stress until the next day, the discovery. I was looking for a document in our shared desk drawer and found a small, locked notebook. I usually ignore her stuff, but I noticed the key taped to the inside wall of the drawer. Curiosity got the better of me. Inside, a list of deposits, amounts ranging from $200 to $2,500 all over the past 5 years. Totaling $50,000, I froze. I thought maybe she was saving for a surprise or something positive until I saw the final line written 3 months ago. Goal, reach 50K. Don't tell OP. My heart actually started racing. While our daughter needed emergency surgery, while I was begging banks for loans, while I was losing sleep and selling my stuff, she had $50,000. And she didn't say a word. The confrontation. That evening I sat her down and placed the notebook on the table. Her face went pale. "Emily, what is this?" She panicked instantly. I saved it for us for the future, for emergencies." I literally shouted, "Our daughter's surgery is the emergency." She burst into tears and said, "It's my money from tutoring and side jobs. I wanted it as a safety net. I didn't want to rely on anyone. What if something happens to you? What if—" I interrupted, "Something is happening to Lily." Then she said something that made my blood boil. I didn't want to use that money unless it was absolutely necessary. And I yelled, "A child's surgery isn't necessary." She just cried and said she felt scared, insecure, and didn't want to touch the money because she worked years for it. I told her she could keep every penny, but I would never forgive her if Lily's health suffered because she didn't feel ready to use it. She didn't answer, but the next morning, the money was transferred, surgery was paid for, but I was still furious. I couldn't shake it off, the lies, the secrecy, watching me have panic attacks, while she slept peacefully knowing she had 50K hidden. So when her parents called to check on Lily, I told them everything, every single detail. They were shocked. Her mother cried and said, "Why would you hide something like this when your child needed help?" Her father scolded her for being irresponsible. My wife was humiliated. That night she screamed at me, "You betrayed me. You had no right to tell them." I said, "You betrayed our family long before I said anything." She moved to the guest room and hasn't spoken to me normally since. She's furious that her parents know. She says, "I ruined her reputation." She says I made her look selfish, but wasn't she? Aftermath. Lily's surgery went well. She's recovering beautifully. But my marriage, it feels like it's hanging by a thread. My wife insists that the money was her personal safety net, and she shouldn't be judged for wanting financial security as a woman. She says I should have respected her boundaries and privacy. I agree, everyone deserves financial independence, but not at the cost of hiding $50,000 while your child suffers. Now I'm wondering, did I go too far by telling her parents? Was it unnecessary? Did I just explode emotionally? She says I humiliated her. Maybe I did. But I can't shake the feeling that she humiliated me first by keeping secrets about something this big. AITA, for exposing my wife's secret. 50K I stashed to her parents after she refused to use it for our daughter's surgery.